Okay, so picture this. You've just built this brilliant new AI for a government service. It's going to be amazing, super efficient. But how do you actually prove it's safe? How do you guarantee it won't cross some ethical line, or worse, leak sensitive citizen data? Well, today, we're diving into a really cool solution, an AI that's been specifically designed to audit other AIs.
And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? When a government starts using AI, the stakes are just incredibly high. We're talking about systems that handle our personal data, that make decisions affecting real lives. So how do you make absolutely sure you get it right?
Well, the old school way involves, you guessed it, a mountain of paperwork. I mean, think about it. Endless workshops, teams of experts from policy, tech, and legal, all hunched over these super long, complicated documents, trying to guess every single thing that could go wrong. It's thorough, for sure, but man, is it slow.
But what if you could take that whole tangled manual mess and just automate it? What if you built a special AI that could walk you through that compliance maze, make sure you don't miss a thing, and do it all in a tiny fraction of the time? That's exactly the story we're unpacking today.
Okay, let's get into the weeds. To really appreciate the solution, you've got to understand the problem. And for the Queensland government in Australia, that problem is a mandatory process, a gauntlet really, that every single new AI has to survive.
It's called FIRA. That's the Foundational AI Risk Assessment Framework. Now, don't get me wrong, it's an absolutely necessary hurdle. It's there to make sure every government AI is responsible and safe. But because it's so incredibly detailed, it can also become a massive bottleneck, stopping innovation in its tracks.
And here's just a little taste of why it's such a beast. The framework covers 12, that's right, 12 different areas of risk. You've got everything from public sector ethics and human rights, all the way to information privacy and laws around crime and corruption. A team has to sit down and manually check the AI against every single one. So, as you can imagine, the manual process is just painfully slow. It can be inconsistent, depending on who's in the room that day, and it often leads to huge delays for projects that could really help people. Even the government's own guidelines admit that some questions are challenging to answer simply because AI is so complex. This is where the architect of this project, Adrian Xavier, saw his chance. Instead of just accepting this slow, manual process, he had a vision for something way better. He wanted to transform governance from a static piece of paper into a living, automated system. The key words from Adrian here are executable governance loop. This isn't just about filling out a form faster. His vision was to literally turn the rules into code that actively enforces compliance right from the very start of a project. It's a total game changer. And this just lays it out perfectly. The old way? Slow, inconsistent, always playing catch-up. The new way, the AI Fair Assistant, or AFA, is conversational, consistent, and proactive. It even prevents something called architectural drift, which is basically when a system slowly changes over time and drifts away from the original rules it was supposed to follow. So you're probably wondering, how does this AI assistant actually do its thing? Well, Adrian designed it as a pretty slick, three-step conversational process. Okay, step 1. The AI just has a chat with you to get all the project details. Step 2, and this is the really clever part, it uses a technology called RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation, to map what you said against all the official policies. This is so important because it means the AI isn't making stuff up, it's pulling answers directly from the rulebooks. And finally, step 3, it just drafts all the risk reports and compliance documents for you. Boom, done. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds amazing, but can you really trust an AI with a job this sensitive? Well, the answer is yes, because the trust isn't just assumed, it's literally built into the system's DNA with unbreakable rules written in code. They're called Architectural Decision Records, or ADRs. Just think of them as non-negotiable laws for the system. They take the most critical security choices and lock them in as code, making them automatically enforced. It's like a contract the AI can never break. So, for example, unbreakable rule number 1 is all about zero trust. The main AI, the large language model, is connected only through a private endpoint. To put that in plain English, sensitive government info and prompts never, ever, ever touch the public internet. Period. Rule number 2 builds privacy in from the ground up. See, you need to log what happens for audits and accountability, but you absolutely cannot log people's private data. So this rule makes it mandatory to automatically mask all personally identifiable information, or PII, before anything gets logged. It's the best of both worlds.
And rule number 3 is a beautiful example of data minimization. The moment an assessment is finished, the system is designed to automatically and permanently delete all the sensitive info and chat logs. It only keeps what's absolutely necessary, for only as long as it's necessary. Smart, right? So, after all that brilliant design, what's the actual payoff? Well, the impact is nothing short of a revolution in governance speed. We're talking about turning a process that could drag on for months into something that takes mere hours. And this is just the beginning.
I mean, just look at this number. The AI assistant is designed to slash the time it takes to get through the entire compliance process by more than half. That's not just a small improvement, that's a massive, quantifiable win that unlocks the speed of innovation for the government. And the good news just keeps rolling in. You get what Adrian calls governance velocity. Basically, approvals happen way faster. You get provable compliance because everything is consistent and traceable. Security isn't an afterthought, it's baked right into the system. And the bottom line, the government can bring new, helpful AI technologies to its citizens faster and, most importantly, more safely. And let me be clear, this isn't just a cool concept. It is a real project with a fully fledged roadmap. Phase 1 is all about building that conversational piece. Phase 2 brings in the full power of AI-drafted reports, and the long-term vision, Phase 3, is to create a system that's almost completely autonomous for end-to-end submissions. Which really just leaves us with this one big, fascinating thought. This whole project proves that complex, bureaucratic rules can be turned into clean, efficient, executable code. So if you can automate something as complicated as an AI ethics assessment, what other slow government process is next on the list? The potential here is just massive.